And we are live right at the end of this Keon Davis Moore fight. Last round, Keon has him hurt. Um, I was watching a little bit of the fight as I was getting ready. This is the pro debut of the youngest Davis brothers out of the trio. And he's about to get this guy out of here. About 50 seconds left. What's going on, everybody? Check in. Am I loud and clear? You guys hear me good? Let me know in the comments. All right. We are here for Keyshawn Davis against Gustavo Lemos. So check in the comments if you're joining us. Let me know. It's been a minute since we covered a fight live here. This guy Moore looks like he's going to survive here. Let me lower this down a little bit. What's good, everybody? What's up, everyone that's in the chat? What's up, Andrews, Josh, Hi, Top, Geo? What's good? What's going on, everybody? Looks like Keon did pretty good on his pro debut. Congratulations to him. Went the distance, went the 4 rounds. All right, but good scrap, good showing. Couldn't get the stoppage, but he clearly won the fight. He's the youngest, but he's the tallest of the 3. Keyshawn is actually much shorter than the other 2 brothers. Kelvin is 6'1", I think. I actually met Kelvin at a fight. And Keon, the youngest one, is 6'3", fighting at 147, which is crazy. Crazy. Yeah, we're going to definitely talk about my breakdown and a little bit more about the weight issue with Gustavo Lemos. Okay. I'm still pulling for Keyshawn. I still think he is going to win. But if you are a betting person, it's definitely worth an upset. I mean, we've seen a lot of upsets this year. And we've seen, and again, let me lower this down so I could chat with you guys. I'm probably going to talk about this topic throughout the night because I know more people are going to come in and they're going to, they're going to bring up the whole weight thing. But one thing is I didn't just bring up the weight issue, but just the hometown, finally going back to your hometown to fight in front of a good crowd. A lot of these guys don't normally perform their best when they do that. Okay. That might not be the case tonight. Keyshawn might do incredible tonight. But a lot of these fights where a lot of these fighters, they finally go back to the hometown. Whole family is there. They just show the mayor is there. Like, this is a big fight for Keyshawn. It's the biggest fight, but it's also his toughest test to date. And then to add on to that, you have the whole weight issue, 6 pounds. All right. Again, if you're a betting man, if you're looking for an upset, I think I already thought the fight was 50-50. You know what I mean? So, we'll talk about more about it throughout the fight, throughout the night. I'm definitely going to cover these fights on the card. We got some decent. You got Abdullah Mason. He's going to be on the card. I'm not sure. I know Raisa Leem is going to be on the card too. Who else we got? I'm not sure if Kelvin fought already. He's probably going to be, they're probably going to show his fight as well. Oh, Troy Isley. All right, Troy Isley is also on this card. So they're definitely showing the Troy Isley fight. They're showing the Abdullah Mason fight as well. All right, so we'll talk. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't like these hometown fights, bro. I never do. And that's for everybody, especially guys like Yo, I'll even bring it back some. I remember when Kovalev, I can't remember who he fought, but this was when Kovalev was still like the crusher and shit, right? You know, he was a road warrior, right? He was a guy that was always traveling, beating everybody. This is when, you know, he was unified at 175 and all that. I remember the first time he went back to Russia to have a fight. And he didn't he won, but he underperformed. You know what I mean? It's just something about these guys when they're on the move, when they go back home, it's like, yeah, even if they win, it's not, you know, we saw what happened recently with Sabril Matias. He goes to Puerto Rico and Leon Parle beats him up out there, you know, and it was pretty clear. It's like one of those things, man, when it's you supposed to show out for that. You know, even Puerto Rico, like Danny Garcia years ago, and I know he's not from Puerto Rico. He's born and raised from Philly. He's from Philly. You know, he's Puerto Rican guy, doesn't really speak Spanish and stuff, but he's Puerto Rican. You know what I mean? He's Puerto Rican American. Even when he went out to Puerto Rico and they was trying to convert him and turn him into, you know, that Puerto Rican fighter, you know, where those people could follow him. He went out there and had that fight, and they never seen him again. He never went back to Puerto Rico. That was a wrap. Yeah, the Chalamba fight. You know, that was one of those fights where it wasn't a bad showing, but it wasn't like it was one of his not so good performances. You know what I mean? Um, yeah, Kovalev this fight Russia yard in Russia. I forgot about that. Yeah, it's this. I know we're gonna focus on the weight thing, but it's already a tough fight as it is. Even if the guy made 135, it's already a tough matchup. People have been already calling like upset, upset, but the weight shit happened, and it's fighting in his hometown, and I don't know, man. I don't know, tough one, you know. But like I said in a breakdown as well, I think Keyshawn is better than Richardson Hitchens, and I know a lot of us is basing on that Hitchens fight, right? A lot of us is basing on that, and I think Keyshawn does almost everything better than Richardson Hitchens, and I'm a fan of Hitchens, but Keyshawn is way better offensively. Let's keep it like offensively, he's way better. He's way more of a dog. I just think he has much more to offer. I think Hitchens is good at long range, that jab, you know what I mean? Um, but when you take that away and we're talking mid-range, close range, trading, you know, being a dog, punch variations, um, you know, even the countering. I think just Keyshawn is just he has more to offer than Hitchens. You know, Hitchens is very, very good, but he's a little too defensive for a kind of fighter like Lemos was. You know, Lemos was just he was very aggressive, and Hitchens did not want to engage at all. Now, I know Keyshawn's going to engage because that's just what he does, but hopefully, at least for him, he's not reckless when he does it. You know what I mean? He still has to pick apart Lemos. I think, at least in my breakdown, I believe that he needs to pick them apart a little bit before he just goes in there and just going ham. But like I said, Lemos dangerous, but there's definitely a lot of holes in his game too. You know what I mean? I think he does telegraph a little bit too much. Um, you know, and those hooks, he's wide. And Keyshawn is the type that like to roll and counter with short shots, which is going to work in his favor. And this is why I'm still leaning towards him to win. I can see an upset happening, but at the same time, I can see where Keyshawn can roll some of these shots and counter him with the short shots. You know what I mean? Plus, Keyshawn is a pretty good body puncher as well. So if he goes to the body, I can see how he can have a lot of success in this fight. but he has to slowly like pick him apart, not go in there and try to bang with him, go to war with him right away. Pick him apart a little bit, let him slow down, because he did slow down against Hitchens. He started out fast against Hitchens, but after like the third round, he slowed down a little bit until he hurt Hitchens in the later rounds. You know what I mean? You know, but I like Keyshawn. He's technical, but he's not overly technical where he's doing extra amount of movement and stuff. Like he's using the ring over the top movement and all that. Like he's technical. He's good at defender, but he's like not like he's still got dog in him. You know what I mean? Like what I saw in Caden Plant in his last fight against what was it, McCumbee or whatever? Caleb was losing. The outboxing thing didn't really work. But once he turned into a dog and fought on the inside, he showed that he has a different part of his game. And even though his opponent wasn't really proven like that, he was clearly powerful. You know what I mean? I mean, he was hurting Caleb like it was nothing. Caleb, you know what I mean, smothered him, beat him up on the inside, and picked him apart for several rounds before getting a stoppage. You know, I think he proves that he's a complete fighter. You know, I don't know if he'll beat the very, very best at the division, but you know what I mean? Like having that slick boxing style, but be able to switch it up and turn it into a dog. That's kind of like that's why I like Keyshawn, because he can be a dog. You know what I'm saying? I'm waiting to see Shakur Stevenson be a dog at a fighter against a fighter at a high, high level. I've seen him be a dog, but I've seen him also do it with only certain fighters. I want him to do it against another elite fighter. You know what I mean? A guy at a higher level, a guy that's a little dangerous. I want to see him do it against a more dangerous opponent than the people he's been facing. You know, just my opinion. Keyshawn, I think to me, you know, unless things changes tonight, because now he's fighting someone that is a big puncher. But I want to see, you know, don't be shocked. And I will say this. I wouldn't be surprised if Keyshawn gets caught with a good shot in the opening round, you know, within the first round or two. Like he might catch a good one straight out the gate. You know what I mean? It may happen. It may happen. You know, that might wake him up, or that buzz might make him retreat a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Again, like I was saying in the breakdown, like I haven't seen him fight anybody on this level yet. And him having a weight advantage is definitely a factor too. You got to add on to. Cut Creator, thank you all for subscribing to the channel, man. I hope you enjoy the content. He says, I just subscribed today when I saw the Keyshawn breakdown. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, Richard. I mean, I hear you. He says, I hope Lemos gets fined and suspended after. It's unethical to miss deliberately. Look, you know, I'll get back to the fights because it's not really familiar with the fighters that's on right now. But you know, I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. I was gonna make another video. We're on ESPN. I was gonna make a little video, and I started to, but it was getting kind of late, and I figured I talk a little bit more about it on live. And but I will eventually do a standalone video. This weight thing has always been the thing, you know what I mean? And what I mean by that is there are fighters that just, like I said in the breakdown, there are fighters that I just don't think prepare, or maybe they're coming off a loss like a Zerto Ramirez. Like, boom, guy came in 12 pounds overweight. You know what I mean? Cut it down to 7, but fight was canceled. All right, that was against Gabe Rosado, right? So I think in that situation, I don't think Zerto was trying to have an advantage. I just think he just was coming off the Bivol loss, and I just don't think he was motivated to fight. Not making excuses is still unprofessional. And then I think there's sometimes where a fighter just can't make the cut, like when Shakur missed weight, you know, had trouble making the cut, moved up in the next fight. He missed weight against Robson Conceição, right? You make the cut, you missed it by a pound or whatever, and you go up. You know what I mean? You got stripped, you go up. Just couldn't make the cut. I'm assuming the Mason fight is next, high top. And then you have these guys that deliberately trying to be a heavier guy to have an advantage. There's no title on the line. And you're fighting a guy that is dangerous. Keyshawn is dangerous as well. You know what I mean? And just is not too far after the Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney situation. At the end of the day, if Lemos wins tonight, no one is going to care that he weighed over 6 pounds at the weigh-in. No one will care. If Keyshawn, who agreed to take the fight after knowing he was 6 pounds over, loses tonight in any way, whether it's by knockout, whether it's by decision, people are going to slander him. Anybody he's been back and forth with, like Tank right now, or Tio on the pass, or Floyd Schofield, like Floyd Schofield last week, he got dropped in this fight. What did everybody do? Go right to Twitter. The other fighters at 135 did. Everybody does it every week. It's the same routine. If you're the guy coming up, or if you're the guy that has the big name, people are going to slander you every single time. So if Keyshawn loses tonight, there are going to be people that's going to be like, yeah, but the guy, he came in 6 pounds overweight. He was big, too strong. He cheated. No one's going to care, because we just saw what happened with Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia. This guy came in, planned it, and bragged about it, and then failed the drug test, and people are still slandering Haney. At the end of the day, no one's going to care. That's just the way it is. People pick and choose when it's right to do things or when it's wrong to do things. People are not consistent. Depending on who the fighter is, you know what I mean? They're not going to care. But I was going to make another video talking about this because it's been happening, even when Lomachenko and Orlando Salido. Were you guys here? I had a channel at the time. I remember when Salido and Lomachenko fought. I remember the outrage. I was there. I even looked back at the weigh-in where Salido came in heavy on purpose and got stripped. My comment is still in the weigh-in video about saying, I said it was bullshit or whatever. I've seen it so many times. I didn't have a channel with Floyd, did it with Marquez, but I was mad at Floyd, and I love Floyd. I was mad at Floyd did it to Marquez, but I've always been consistent. I ain't switch up when it was a black fighter. I've always been consistent. If you're just not professional, it's a bad look no matter who you are. But unfortunately, to the boxing community and boxing fans, it really depends who you are. Because at this weigh-in video, if you read the comments, there's people supporting this guy going in overweight. There's people in support of that kind of thing, which is crazy, but it is what it is, man. People are very open with their biases and their hatred towards certain people. Because on the internet, you can be whatever way you want to be. It's a safe space. Moving forward, like I said before with Devin Haney, I know we all hate, especially like if I pay for tickets for a fight, I do not want to pay tickets for a fight or fly somewhere to watch a fight, and a fight gets canceled because an opponent is blown up overweight, like way too overweight. But yo, have another fighter on standby. Replace this guy. Lemos is not a household name. You can't reward a fighter that just totally disregards the weight limit, like the way he did, and reward him by letting him have the fight. No, send his ass home. You promoter, get your people to call someone that's available. Still put on the event. Just have somebody else. You don't reward this guy. This guy should not get paid when they come in overweight like that. It's cheating. He didn't even come in at the weight that he fights at. He's at welterweight. You shouldn't get rewarded for coming in like that, because now what's the punishment for it? What's going to stop the next fighter from doing it? Keyshawn said something like, yo, they paying me more for the fight. All right, but whatever they're paying you, is it going to be worth you getting your ass kicked if you lose? If you lose, I still think he's going to win. But if he were to lose, whatever extra money they gave you to fight this guy isn't going to be worth it when everybody crushes you on the internet for losing. Isn't going to be worth it. I'm sure whatever extra Devin Haney got, maybe the extra meal or whatever, was it worth it? I don't think so. And it's not just about people on the internet, but you took a loss and you got your ass kicked. You took a beating. Was it worth the beating? Are you going to be the same fighter? Is it worth that risk? I don't think so. When a fighter comes in overweight like that, you say, hey, you say to your promoter, you say to Bob, yo, give me somebody else. I don't want to fight this guy. But I want to fight in my hometown in front of my peoples. But I'm not fighting this guy. This is not a big fight. I mean, it's a big fight for him fighting in his hometown. But Lemos is not selling tickets here. Replace him. There's no consequences if you let the fight continue. So who's to say the next fighter that's fighting a tough fight, you know what I mean? Like, what's going to be the consequences if he decides it's like, I'm just going to blow up in weight in this fight? What's the point of coming in and making weight for? I'm not fighting for a title. I'm not getting stripped. If I end to win, my stock is going to shoot up anyway. You guys get what I'm saying? I personally think the fight shouldn't have been canceled. I think that Lemos should have been replaced. That's my stance on it. And that's going to always be my stance. You don't want to waste the time and preparation that you had for this fight. You've been training for months, weeks or months or whatever for this fight. And it's a big fight because you're fighting. Did this guy's wig get knocked out of his head? They cut his hair off because his hair was in the way. If you guys are watching this pre-fight right now, they cut his hair off because the hair was all in his ear. Remember the chick? What's the girl name? Oh my god, I forgot her name. I'm so sorry because was it the female fighter that they took her hair off because her hair was just it was falling all over the place. That's crazy. I forgot. She's champion at 175. I forgot. Franchon Cruz. Yeah. I'm sorry I forgot her name because she's cool. I met her at the Hall of Fame a couple years ago. That was wild. But yeah, they cut it off. Good. But yeah, that's my stance on the whole thing, man. Um, so what I did read on Michael Benson's Twitter or X. I keep saying Twitter still. It's been changed to X for a minute now. Supposedly there was a rehydration limit day off the fight, which is at 146. Now they didn't tell Keyshawn's, but they told Lemos's he rehydrated to 144 today. I believe that's probably early this morning. So I think that even though it's still cheating coming in 6 pounds overweight when you're a lightweight, but I am glad that he didn't blow up to freaking whatever, you know what I mean, like 150 something. You know, he still stayed in at the rehydration limit within that. So it's still wrong, but he at least kept it down after waking up the next day. So it's still bad. I'm not trying to dismiss it, but at least it's not like 2 fouls. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what Keyshawn's weight is, but I know that they agreed to stay within 146. All right. Another thing is too, and this is just a little bit, this is not just when it comes to Keyshawn in this fight, but this is just when everybody stop pulling fighters down. Stop pulling fighters down. This is not a fight that needed to happen. There's plenty of fighters at 135. It's a great look for Keyshawn if he is to win. Because we know that Hitchens had a hard time against this guy. Many people believe that Lemos beat Hitchens, but stop pulling fighters down. You know what I mean? You pull these fighters down. And I know he fought at 135 not too long ago, but don't even risk having this issue by pulling them down. You know what I mean? Don't even look for fighters that's fighting in the higher division. Don't even look there. You know what I mean? Because it's you're gonna have situations where they may not be able to make the weight, or B, if they do make the weight, they're gonna be drained, and people are gonna notice it and not give you credit for the win. You know what I mean? This is what people say about fighters all the time. This is what people say about people like Tank. You know, when you're pulling fighters down, people are gonna always bring it up. When you have rehydration clauses, yada yada yada, don't pull them down. You know, unless it's a big money grab and people want to see the fight, and the guy fights above you. You know, so if a guy says, you know, I'm willing to meet you in the middle somewhere, that's different because it's a big fight that people want to see. You know, kind of reminds me of like Andre Ward and Triple G. You know what I mean? But if you're just, nobody was asking for him to fight Lemos. You know, Lemos wasn't on anybody's radar. When we think of Keyshawn, we're thinking of, you know, Cruz and Zepeda and, you know, Schofield. You know, we're not thinking of Lemos, who just fought at 140 against Richardson Hitchens, who's a career 140 fighter. You know, so for y'all to even put him in this position, this is the mess that happens. You know what I mean? You know, I've said the same thing about certain fighters, like certain cherry picks or like random guys that I've seen certain of these fighters. There's been fights that I've seen on undercards where the fighter, the opponent, maybe like the up and coming guy, you know, is a prospect or something, and they'll put them in there with a dirty fight, a guy that's known to be dirty, like they have a history of being dirty, right? They have some disqualifications. Like they have some weird shit going on, like some bad history. And they'll put this prospect in there, and the guy ends up headbutting him, causing a bad cut. There's low blows. There's like stuff that can have the fight. It'll be like sometimes I'd be like, what's up with the matchmaking? Like, why did they even make this fight? Why did they take this guy? You know what I mean? This fight is not, it's not necessary. You can find a tough opponent that's rugged, but still clean. You know what I mean? It's like sometimes I'd be like, yo, what's up with the matchmaking? Whose idea to put this fight together? You know? What's up, E class? Main event is after 11. We still got a lot of undercard fights, at least 4 more before the main event. We're still waiting for Kelvin Davis to fight. We're still waiting for Abdullah Mason to fight. We still got Troy Isley, and then we got Rice Aleem as well. So we still got at least 4 more on the cards. I'm expecting knockouts in some of them, but we got some fights to go. We got some ways to go before the main event. They're saying the ring walkout is at 11 o'clock. It's 8:35 here right now, and I don't expect it to happen anytime before 11. Exactly, Ayo, exactly. Did Aleem fight? Okay, if he did fight, um, I didn't see him. Um, yeah, because a lot of these top rank cards, they don't show the results yet. Aleem actually hasn't fought since the loss to Sam Goodman out in Australia. Sam Goodman is going to be fighting Naoya Inoue. I actually like that fight. I like Sam Goodman. I think he's pretty good. I actually like that fight. I have no problems with that fight at all. I want to see Inoue fight MJ too, like most fans do, but I'm cool with this fight as well. You know what I mean? Sam Goodman's a pretty good boxer. I like the fight. Yeah, I like it. Um, I like it way better than TJ Doheny, you know, I'll tell you that much. He still might fight at MJ. He's gonna probably fight MJ high top because he's not going up yet. He's not going up yet, and no, the fight with Nakatani still probably won't happen for a couple more fights. Um, I don't think there's any pressure to go to 126. Give me a second. I just have to use the bathroom. Give me 2 seconds. I'll be right back. All right, guys. All right, guys, I'm back. Um, yeah. All right. So what else going on in boxing? So we have another card tomorrow that I will be live for. I'm gonna be live for the Jerron Boots and his card as well. You got Jesse Bam Rodriguez also fighting on the card tomorrow. It's gonna be the rematch with um Corinne, and I know it's the rematch, and I know he didn't stop him the first time, but I'm still kind of leaning towards Shukajin getting going a decision. Yeah. He I think for Boots to possibly stop him, he would have to really improve on cutting him off and pinning him down and getting those combinations in there. He couldn't really hurt him bad with like one shot. You know what I mean? So I'm my bet is on a decision. I think I'd make some good money if it actually uh goes to decision. You got some decent fighters on the undercard. You got Ernesto Mercado, you got Austin Williams, Khalil Cole, Raymond Ford, and then the co-main event, you got Jesse Rodriguez fighting Pedro Guevara. I'm not familiar with Guevara, but I'll be looking forward just to see Bam fight. All right, this is in Philly. Um, I thought about going back down there and taking the trip again, but I had just went there. You know what I mean? And the matchup was better the last time. You know what I mean? So, thank you, AO. Yeah, you got a lot of people on the card. It was good to see Raymond Ford back. Like I said the other day after the what fight we got Sal and Oshaki Foster rematch. I think 130 is wide open. I still think that that division doesn't have anyone that's clearly the best. You know, yeah, Anthony Kakachi. You got Foster and Navarrete, Valdez. I think Raymond Ford is there now. Anything can happen at that division. You know, anything can happen there. But I'm glad he moved up. I think Ford is good. I think he's skilled. And I think at times he can be explosive. He just got to get his pacing together. He gives away too many rounds sometimes. You know what I mean? He boxes good, but he needs to get the output up a little bit more. Same thing with Shockey Foster. I think the issues I have with both is they gotta up the output more. You know what I mean? Raymond Ford just he just gives away too many rounds. And not just in the Nick Ball fight, and even like fights way before that. You know what I mean? So I've been watching him for a minute. But I think the division is up in the air. It's a toss up right now. At this point, I just want to see some unifications. You know, you don't get many unification matches at 130. You don't get many of them. All right, but tomorrow's card is decent. The undercard is decent. You got a lot of you know good and up and coming fights coming up. Well, good up and coming fighters on that card. The matchups itself are not great. Like a lot of these guys, like Austin Williams is coming off his first loss. You know, he's fighting a journeyman. Ernesto Mercado's fighting a journeyman. Cole is fighting. I'm not familiar with the Manuel Gallegos, but most of these guys are fighting journeymen. Yeah, but I have Ennis going to decision again. I think Ennis is gonna beat him, but I also don't know if he can get the stoppage this time. Because Shuka John was able to take his power in the first fight. And as when I went back and rewatched it, I felt like Ennis hit him enough to like at least drop him at some point. And being that he didn't, just lets me know that Shukajan has he's a pretty durable fighter. It's like yes, he moved and he didn't really engage like that, but he still took a lot of shots. More than what I remember him taking. Um, yeah, asked if I can imagine a hybrid cross mix between Crawford and Boots, but as a heavyweight boxer. That's a lot. No, I can't imagine that. That sounds like a little too much, a little too unrealistic, you know. Um, mixture between Crawford and Boots. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that. As a heavyweight, nah, you won't find a heavyweight that's gonna move like that. And there's not too many heavyweights that's that skilled. And I think that's been a problem with the heavyweights of today compared to the ones of the past. A lot of these heavyweights are failed athletes that decided to box. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but a lot of these heavyweights are just big guys that just decided to go to boxing and try it out. And if they were decent, they got to the very, or close to the top. You know what I mean? They just lack the fundamentals of the heavyweights from the 90s and prior to that. You go back and you watch any top 10 heavyweight from any of the years before 1990s. There's you guys ever notice that every fighter had a good jab in the heavyweight division at one point, right? Like they all had a good jab. This fight is getting kind of wild on ESPN. I mean, it's been a war silently. This is like a war between these two guys. And they're in the final round. And this guy, Deonda, I don't know if I'm saying his name right, but he has just been the guy that got his hair cut off. He's just been all over Pettis. But he can't get the job done. I mean, Pettis is tough. But yeah, going back to my point, these guys don't have the fundamentals. It just seems like they just failed in football or basketball or whatever it is that they did before. And because they were big athletes, they just decided to start boxing. But it's been weak. It's been weak for some time. But it's been entertaining this past decade. It's been very entertaining this past decade. I still don't think skill wise they match up with the heavyweights of the past, but I think the matchups and the fighters have been very good and entertaining to watch. I think this era of Fury and Wilder and Joshua and all these other guys, they kind of really made it fun. It made me really pay attention and start watching because during the Klitschko era, there just wasn't that many people there. You had Klitschko, you had Povetkin, you had like Samuel Peter, you had Chris Bird, um, you know what I mean, Chris Areola. You had some decent guys, but it wasn't really that entertaining. You know what I mean? It wasn't really that entertaining. But this era was just like a lot of really, really big guys. It's like anytime I go back and watch an old heavyweight fight, the way they moved, they was just so fluid, right? Like the way they jab, the way they were big guys, but they could still be so elusive, Even when you watch like Big George Foreman, maybe not the 90s version of him, but you know, the older version, I mean the younger version of him. When you watch his fights, it's like, yeah, he was biff. It's stiffer than some of the other fighters there, but he still had like a really good quick jab. You know what I mean? Like the way he moved and was able to track his opponents down, and he did it in a way where it was so effective and it looked so smooth as he like how he did it, and he was able to track his opponents down. These heavyweights today is just like some of them really just don't look good. You know, they're just huge guys. You know what I mean? Exactly, AO. He says, generally speaking, the heavyweight, excuse me, the heavyweight today are scrappers or brawlers. They are not natural boxers. They're not, they're not. And it hasn't been that way for a long time. I think that's the problem. Once you got these super heavyweights and stuff, they just tried it out. They got in late, and some people accomplish a lot coming in late. So I still give them props for doing what they did, but they weren't natural boxers. A lot of them are not natural boxers. You know what I mean? Like I was watching a little bit. I forgot Mike. I was watching a little bit of Michael Moore not too long ago, and like even like watching him, like he's not bigger than a lot of these guys, and he was never that durable, but he was just so much fluid and skilled, like smooth compared to the all of these guys of today. You know what I mean? That's a pretty good scrap. I think next is probably Abdullah Mason, or I think the four main undercard fights are up next. I think the three or four of them. Abdullah Mason is good. Just want to see more. Give him time to get to where he's going. They're showing Kelvin Davis with his brother Keyshawn. I think Kelvin's about to come out. All right, so here we go. We have Kelvin Davis next, Abdullah Mason after him, Troy Isley after him, and then Keyshawn after that. All right, so I guess Aleem already fought. He had to already fight because he's not on the schedule. Maybe he was on these pre-fights has been on for a minute. So so what else is going on? Mike Tyson, Jake Paul. What's your thoughts on that in the comments? Let me know. It's next week. I'm a little bit intrigued by it, I'm not gonna lie. All right. I'm not the biggest when it comes to covering the influencer boxing. I'm not. I've been live a couple times for a couple of them. I'm really selective when I cover those fights. I've covered at least I covered about 2 Jake Paul fights. Okay. I normally just leave those alone. Including these exhibitions, I'm usually leaving those alone. But I will be covering the fight next week because it's Mike Tyson, and Amanda and Katie is having a rematch of one of the greatest, if not the greatest, female fight of all time. Two of the top five female fighters all time going to be having their rematch. So I'm going to be doing a breakdown on that fight. And I'm also doing a breakdown the Jake Paul fight with Mike Tyson. I started watching a documentary today. The documentary is on Netflix. The fight will be on Netflix. All right, so Netflix is getting they're dipping their toes into the boxing world. Okay, Netflix is. I feel like they. I feel like at this point they got a piece of a little piece of everything at this point. All right, but with that being said, um, oh my God, I don't know if you watch basketball, guys, but Golden State Warriors are down by 40 to the Cavaliers. The Cavaliers right now is the best team in the NBA. Cleveland. I mean, based on how this season is going so far, they've been dominant all season. All right. Um 40. 40 points down right now in the third quarter. Uh yeah, that's crazy. And you know what? The Warriors is having a decent season and they are coming off a streak, a nice little streak. Crazy. But yeah, I watched a little bit of the first break that is this episode. So there's a documentary on Netflix, and I watched the first episode today. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little intrigued by the fight. I'm a little intrigued by it, probably because it's Mike, because I love Mike, and Mike is my favorite all time. He's part of the reason why I love the sport. Um, so I love it. I love Mike. Do I like 60-year-old Mike fighting? 58-year-old Mike fighting? No, I didn't like it when him and Roy Jones fought a couple of years ago. You know, I, I don't want him to continue fighting. And I don't want to see him. I mean, look, even in the 90s, I didn't want Mike to continue fighting. You know what I mean? After he lost to Lennox, I was done. You know what I mean? I was done. I was good with watching Mike continue. Obviously he continued fighting. But once he lost to Lennox, it was over for me. You know what I mean? And then when he went on to lose a few more fights after that, uh, I was just like, all right, Mike is clearly done. It is what it is. There were other fighters at the time that were doing their thing, and I just left it for what it was. You know, there are a lot of people that ask me this, and they'd be like, "Yo, what do you think is gonna happen with the fight?" First of all, I don't think Mike Tyson is winning the fight. I don't think if Mike was anywhere near as dangerous as he was, that these guys would be even taking a fight or considering taking a fight. Um, you guys got to remember, like when people ask me about this fight, I'd be like, I don't care what video they show Mike killing the mitts and training and stuff. Listen, for his age, he's in phenomenal shape. He's one of the greatest athletes we've ever seen. You know what I mean? Like the guy is a monster in his prime. And this is part of the reason why he can still be so fast and explosive, even close to 60 years old. But Mike didn't look good against Roy Jones a few years ago. Mike didn't look good against Kevin McBride. You know what I mean? Like Mike was losing into guys like random heavyweights, Danny Williams. At the end of the day, Jake Paul, who people could say he's not a real boxer and all that stuff. Listen, beating old or washed up MMA fighters, really good MMA fighters, is still somewhat of an achievement. And Mike, the blueprint on how to beat him has been exposed long time ago. The guy, you tire him out, you lean on him, you move, let him follow you around, pick him apart, Just let the man get tired. If you're on the inside with him, you're in danger. All right. But the blueprint on how to beat him has been exposed a long time ago. And even though Jake is not a heavyweight or he's not on a level of some of the people that Mike lost to, I get it. I agree with all of that. It's all about timing. And Jake, to me, even though he's not a real fighter, I still think he's decent enough to beat Mike at this point. As long as he plays safe, which I believe he will. I saw his fight, one of his more recent fights, one of them fights he had earlier this year or late last year. And he was doing a lot of moving. And I'm sure he was preparing for Mike Tyson in that fight. You know, I don't think he's going to stand there and trade with Mike Tyson. Who's going to do that? I don't think anyone would do that. I mean, even Lennox Lewis didn't do it. You know what I mean? But Jake Paul is going to just be very slippery. He's just going to stick and move. Get the tired old man out, you know, to slow down and pick him apart. I don't think Jake Paul is knocking him out, but I think he's going to win a decision. All right. Just think he's just going to pick at him. It's only a 10-round fight. It's only a 2-minute round fight. You know, I think, and with that, I think that favors Mike because at least he won't get tired so quickly. So, but I think by the third round, you're going to see Mike slowing down unless he knocks out Jake before that. But I'm leaning towards Jake to win. And it's just because he's fighting a 58-year-old. You know, it is what it is. You know, but I'll make a video about it. I think Keon Teach. I think Keon did good. I think he's good. You know, just needs time and experience. You know, I know he has some good amateur experience. He's very tall for the division. You know, at 147. All right, but he just needs time. And you know what? This is a division that is not. It's actually wide open because you know by the time he gets, if he continues winning, by the time he gets to the very top, it's not going to be anyone there, you know, unless the guys from 140 move up. All right. 147 is no longer an elite division, in my opinion. All right. You got Boots and, you know, you got some good fighters like Stanionis and Barrios. You know, you got Brian Norman, but I don't think it's an elite weight class right now. You know, I think everybody moved up or retired. All right. Let's do some commentary, right? We did a lot of talking tonight. Kelvin Davis is fighting Solano from Colombia. All right. So this is the other Davis brother that's very tall, but that's been fighting for a while too as a pro. I think he even has more pro fights than Keyshawn. So Kelvin, I've been watching pretty much the whole time because he's been on these undercards for a minute. I've seen him live. I've seen him a couple times. I've seen him get hurt. You know, I've seen him. I think he even got knocked down before. But you know, he's tall, rangy, southpaw. Got some good power. You know, I think sometimes his chin is up a little bit. He's gotten caught with a good shot. I think he could prove it in a little bit on the inside game. You can tell that Solano is already trying to lure him in and catch him with an overhand. They're both southpaws. Yeah, so he's trying to lure him into a big shot. And Kelvin is aware of it, you know. He's playing it safe. This is an 8-round fight. Kelvin is getting up there in competitive contender level. I believe Tim is explaining that night right now about how Solano is trying to lure him in while keeps putting him in himself on the ropes here. Not much action in this first round. We got just above 50 seconds to go. Davis is doing a good job keeping him at the end of his jab. He's much taller. Let me look up Solano real quick. I'll wait until the round is over. See what his record looks like. It's much smaller, but he looks like he can box. Good feints from Solano. Good jab from Kelvin lands right through the guard. Solano, who has the high guard up. Very active high guard, though. Good direction changing from Solano. Good. Okay. Good 1-2 from Kelvin. Solano just try to load up on an overhand left, but it's missed his mark. Good round from Kelvin. Clear round for Kelvin. All right, let's look this guy Solano up. It's 15 wins, 3 losses, 1 knockout loss, and he's actually coming off of all 3 losses. All right, so he's coming. He's on a 3-loss losing streak, and the last loss he was knocked out. So I'm not familiar, and I'm not really familiar with any of the opponents he's fought. Gabriel Valenzuela, I've seen fight before. That's the guy that knocked him out. Oh yeah, he lost to Alberto Palmetta. Who did Palmetta fight? He fought Jamal James. I remember watching that fight. All right, round 2. Our first round, clear round for Kelvin Davis. All right, and I believe this fight, I think Kelvin is at 140, but they both weighed in at 142 for this fight. But he's a 140 guy. He's also tall for the division. I think Kelvin is good, but 140 is actually one of the best divisions in boxing right now, in my opinion. I kind of view it how I view 154, 175. You got a lot of good fighters who I don't think are going to stay undefeated there. There's just too many good fighters there. So Solano is still keeping his back on the ropes, looking for one big shot, not really being active here at all. Just fainting, he'll move a little bit, but he's just looking for a good shot here. And Kelvin is playing it smart and staying right in front of him, but he's right outside of range. Solano's range, the land. Again, both of these guys are southpaws. Not much action, kind of slow. I think, Kelvin is fighting in front of his hometown. It's not making him, it's not forcing him to really want to engage. But I think Solano's doing the right job because, Kelvin is going to want to perform in front of his peoples at some point. Solano went for the big shot, but he got countered by Davis. All right, just over a minute left in the second round. Not much action, slower round than the first. I think Davis can be a little bit more active with that jab, at the very least. Oh, Solano almost caught him. Didn't catch him clean, but he did catch him with a counter left hand over his jab. Wasn't really clean, though. Kelvin got to feint a little bit more, and then when he throws that looping left hand, counter him. They up. He almost got him right there with an uppercut. He just did what I said he should do. Good combos from Kelvin now. I think Kelvin's gonna pick it up some. Yo, is Abdullah Mason a twin? I mean, this guy behind him is clearly, is his brother a twin? He looks exactly like him. I mean, Jesus. They look just alike, man. They all got the same face. Especially when the one with the same hair. Yeah, they all got the same face, but the one standing in the back got the same hair. They look at they now I see like they're not identical, but they all look alike. That's cool when you have a whole family of fighters. I didn't realize that Canelo was one of seven. I didn't know they said it earlier in the broadcast. Canelo had the Guinness Book of Records. I think I did know that, but I finally forgot. But the most brothers or relatives fighting on the same card. What is that like when all your siblings do the same job? And there's a bunch of you. You guys, you guys definitely push each other. I know that for sure. All right, so we're in round three, and we're back where we left off here. You know, Solano's just looking to load up on that left hand, and Kelvin is being very cautious, you know, and stepping in range to land something here, but he needs to open up a little bit. You know, I mean, he's gonna win the fight this way, but he's starting to pop. Now he's starting to pop that jab a little bit. Solano discharged at him. I think I want to see Kelvin go for that uppercut thing. I've seen him try to go for it before. I want to see him land that uppercut counter on the inside. But he's got to step in a little bit. He tried to throw it from the outside. I think he grazed him with it. I don't think he landed that clean. That's another thing. No jabs to the body from Kelvin. No jabs from the body. None. Stab him to the body a little. Give him something a little different. You know, I know he doesn't, you know, faint to the body. Like do something else. Yeah, he just switched it up now. He just came in. Now he's coming in with that high guard and getting closer on and walking him down a little bit. Yeah, but Solano don't care about looking city. This is silly. This is not his crowd. He's trying to land one good shot. He's not trying to win rounds here. You know, he's coming off 3 losses here. He is the journeyman in this fight. Good counter right hook from Kelvin. Another round in the books for Kelvin. 3 rounds in. So who got Lemos pulling off the upset tonight? Let me know in the comments. Who you guys got for this fight? Who got Lemos pulling it off? Let me know in the comments. I want to hear what you guys think. Lemos is 155 right now. 155 and a half. So the rehydration weight he made for the morning of, but he's actually winning. He's weighing 155. I'm curious to know what Keyshawn is weighing. It's a very dangerous fight, man. Very dangerous fight for Keyshawn. We'll see, Keyshawn. Let's see what we got. It's dangerous. Good test, though, but it's a jump in opposition. So we're in round 4, and we're back exactly where we left off here. Kelvin's just trying to stay out of the way of that left overhand left. He's not taking many risks in this fight, and you can tell the crowd is restless. They don't want to boo, but you can tell that they're not feeling this. You know what I mean? You can hear it. You just feel the energy. You know what I mean? Yeah, Keyshawn didn't gain just 5 pounds. Keyshawn is probably weighing 150 right now, at least. I don't think Lemos is that much heavy. He's probably heavier though. This fight is boring. It's a boring fight, man. Because Kelvin is playing it too safe. And I know this guy is trying to be slick, tricky, but he only has one. He only has one punch, and Kelvin is just letting him miss, but he's not making him pay. He's expecting it, but he doesn't have a response. You know. About 40 seconds left in the 4th round. Yeah, was Tim Bradley talking about the rehydration the morning of? Or was he talking about total? I don't think he meant total as in tonight. Good short counter from Kelvin lands. Another one lands. Oh, he caught him. He caught him, hurt him. He hurt him. Caught him with a left counter. He's going for it. Oh, round's over. He buzzed him at the end of that round. Yeah, finally. Good shot. So hopefully he can push it and keep going. Yeah, exactly. Been waiting for that all night. Straight down the middle, straight down the pipe with that straight left. Good shot. Almost put him down. What's up, Philly Trees? Did you go to the last Boots fight over there in Philly? Let me just say, you guys, the cheater pulling the upset. This has this upset all written all over it. It really does. It really does. Keyshawn got to really be in his bag tonight. All right, so we're in round 5. I think Kelvin. I think hopefully because the crowd was really roaring that last round. Hopefully he's into the fight now. We could see something from him. Yeah, Kelvin. I'm sorry. I keep saying Keyshawn. Kelvin. Throw the jab, man. Throw the jab. Probe a little bit. Feint a little bit. Yeah. Let your hands go, bro. Come on. He's too safe. Come on, Tim. Stop saying what I'm saying. Like, come on, let us. I wonder what they're telling him in the corner. He's playing it too safe. Yeah, but we're not expecting anything from Solano. You know, again, he's coming off 3 losses. He's not fighting in his hometown. He's not trying to please anybody. Oh, he caught him with a right hook. He's not hurt though. Thought he was hurt. Caught him with a left too. 55 seconds ago in the 5th. Oh, nice shot from Kelvin. Didn't hit him clean, but I like it. I like the aggression now. I like the aggression. Like Kelvin's tracking him down now. But I still think he needs to throw a little bit more. Good jabs from Kelvin. Keep it up. Keep that lead hand up, though. Keep that lead hand up. Oh, big overhand left lands by Kelvin. Solano looks like he's about to survive another round. I think Kelvin can stop this guy, man. Richard, did I put money on the Keyshawn fight? Yes, I did. I put some on Lemos to win straight up. Hedge with Keyshawn to win on points. That's what I got. That's what I got. Yep, that's what I got. Risky hedge because if Keyshawn stops him, I lose. But you know, that was where the money was looking. The money was at. You know, and Keyshawn is like he has power and he is a dog, but it's not like he's not a KO artist though. You know what I mean? And Lemos being really healthy weight wise. I'm leaning towards Keyshawn winning a points decision more so than a knockout. I think he gets the knockout if he starts to slow this guy down. Believe it or not, I think Keyshawn actually does well on the inside against him. I think Keyshawn is such a better, superior inside fighter than Hitchens is. I think he's a superior inside fighter. And I think if Keyshawn keeps it long, middle, like, or he keeps it mid range, I think that's where it's a little bit more dangerous. You know, because those looping shots from Lemos are quick, they're awkward. They're really wide. I think that's where he don't really want to be. I think Keyshawn wants to smother him on the inside and beat him up and attack the body. I think that's where he should be. Yeah, Philly, I heard it. Daniel Dubois, Martin Bacoli. Listen, I'm gonna say it like this. I'm cool with anybody fighting Martin Bacoli. Anybody that's willing to get in the ring with him, I respect it. Because I think he's a number one boogeyman right now. You know? And I think Caballero is the number two boogeyman right now. Because I think they have the ability to beat anybody in the heavyweight division given the right night. You know? And those two are not popular. And they can ruin anybody's momentum right now. They could shut anybody's, whoever's trying to get a big fight, they could shut that shit down. I'm talking about anybody at heavyweight, anybody. There's no guarantee that not one heavyweight fighter will beat that guy. There's no guarantee. You know? And I would have told you this before the Anderson fight. You know, that Anderson fight was a huge mistake. And it was, you know, I mean, like, Anderson, I love Anderson. I'm a big fan of Anderson, big supporter. But that was easy money for me. You know, I had no other bet in place but Anderson not getting stopped. Just too soon. Yeah, Caballero. Exactly the same thing. He beat up my man Frank Sanchez. Beat him up easy. Just pinned him down, beat him up. Frank had nothing for him. And I told you guys at one point that I didn't want Jared Anderson to fight Frank Sanchez. And look what Caballero did. Just went in there and beat him up. Made it look easy. Easy night. Caballero and Bacoli right now those are the 1 and 2 most dangerous unknown fighters. They're the two boogeymen right now that no one's gonna volunteer to fight those two. Because they can derail your whole shit. So we're in round 7, and I feel like at this point, you know, this is probably going to be a decision win for Kelvin. Solano is actually coming forward now. You know what I mean? He's coming forward, but it's not really being effective, but he is at least coming forward. I think Kelvin needs to take advantage of the fact that he's coming in this fight. It's in the middle of the ring. Catch him with a good counter. You know, now he's coming at you. Show us something. Oh, yeah. Bacoli definitely beats Zhile Zhang. Zhang is a 5-round fighter, and he's been that for years now. He's a 5-round fighter. You survive the early rounds against him, you're going to win. You know, you get through 5 rounds, you're going to win. Good combo from Solano. He's actually coming at Kelvin now. Got just over a minute left in the 7th. One more round to go. It's an 8-round fight. Abdullah Mason is next. You need some more volume from Kelvin. He doesn't let his hands go enough to me. He's good, but at the elite level, this is not going to be enough. He needs to let his hands go a little bit more. I don't know if it's because he's fighting at home. I think he just doesn't want to make a mistake. But not enough punches thrown here in this fight. One more round to go. Showing Lemos getting wrapped up in his dressing room right now. All right, round 8. Last round, y'all. This is definitely going to points. Kelvin's not taking any risk here. Solano is actually fighting now. He went 6 rounds without fighting. Nice uppercut from Kelvin on the inside. Good framing from Kelvin on the inside. Now Kelvin's letting his hands go here. Soccer Training Club. Thank you, bro. Appreciate it, man. Thank you for donating. Oh, and everybody, please hit the thumbs up if you haven't. Just like the video, share the video if you could. Appreciate that. Just about a minute to go in this fight. It's crazy because these 3 brothers, they're all around the same weight, or they all fight around the same weight. You know, Kelvin is pretty much a 140 guy. Keon, who debuted tonight, is gonna, debut at 147, and he's 6'3". And then Keyshawn is right down at 135, fighting a guy at 140. But they're all at least a couple of inches taller than each other. All right, this fight is coming to a close. What's up, Monroe? What's good? Oh, Kelvin drops him. Final seconds of the fight, and he's hurt bad, but he's gonna make it. He's back up, but he's hurt bad. He's hurt pretty bad. I think he caught him with a right hook. It's over. It's over. Well, at least he got the stoppage. The crowd is into it. Crowd is really into it, man. Right at the end. Solano got a little too greedy, too reckless at the end. Caught a good shot. Let's see what happened here. Oh, he caught him with a mean right hand, man. Shot the jab and threw. He leaped in with the right hand. Yeah, that straight right hand. He like lead right into it and dropped him. Good shot. You know, it's funny because whenever Bo Mac is in somebody's corner, you can always hear him screaming in the background, like this fight. Heard him screaming, "Keep your hands up." That was a shutout. Yeah, I watched the interview, but not the whole thing yet. I started to watch it. You know, people were sending me clips of it all week. You know, they were showing me what was the clip that was spreading over the place. Um, damn, there was a clip that I think everybody sent me the same clip like the same day. Something he said on that show. I started to watch it. I didn't finish the interview yet. I'm probably gonna go back at some point and watch it. I did start watching the documentary today though on Netflix with him and Jake Paul. Yeah. But yeah, I didn't watch the whole thing yet, man. But from the clips that I've seen, I know it's a good interview. I think Dre's interview with Caleb Plant, I seen that maybe a few weeks ago. That was a really good interview. You know, I like Andre Ward. I think he's in his you know, I think he's definitely good at doing these interviews. You know what I mean? Because he comes he's doing it from a like an elite boxer perspective, and it's just so relatable. Like certain things he say it from a stance, like, and then he gives his when he asks the questions, he goes into like examples in his career too. And I like that he does that because he was really there. He really did it. You know, he's not like someone that does media asking questions. He's doing it from like, you know, I remember when I was in this fight for this and this same thing happened. I like when fighters do like deep interviews like the way he does, you know? And he asks the right questions. But I didn't watch the rest of the Mike Tyson interview. I will. Yeah, the Eddie Hearn one was good too. I didn't finish that one either. Um out of Wale, what's up, man? Thank you for the donation. He says Bomac out here looking like Broner's daddy. Damn. Yo, damn. I forgot about Broner's dad. Yeah. Broner's dad used to be in the ring with him, brushing his hair at the end of his fights. He's like, brush my hair, daddy. Brush my head. That's when Broner had the waves. Remember when Broner used to come in the ring with his Brian Pumper jewelry, like the fake chains and all that? This is when he was like a prospect still, like on a come up. People started comparing him to Floyd because he was so flamboyant and animated. And he used to come in with all this jewelry on. And it's clearly fake. Like it looked like it's just yo, if y'all watch battle rap, right? I remember the battle rapper Goods, he from the Bronx or whatever. Goods was talking about Two Surf, and he was talking about his jewelry, and he was like, "Yeah, I don't wear like fake jewelry. I don't get these big chains, chokers, and stuff." And he said that the chain looked like melted knives and forks. I'll never forget him saying that. Because every time I see someone with fake jewelry, it really look like melted silverware, and they just put some fake diamonds in it. When good say that, I always think about that when I see somebody with fake jewelry on, especially those choker chains and shit. Everybody got the same. Everybody walking around with the same chain now. Funny, man. But yeah, Goods is a funny dude. I love Goods. I'm a big fan of I mean, some of you guys know I'm a big fan of battle rap because you guys always see me leave comments and videos and stuff, and I'll bring it up every once in a while. But what Goods said that I was rolling because that is true. I hate like just get a regular small chain, bro. Don't get no fake chain. It looks terrible. But yeah, Bruner back in the day, he had the same chains that Brian Pumper used to wear in his music videos and stuff. Yeah. No, I haven't watched that battle, man. Who's my favorite battle rapper? It's tough, because like I was watching it in the beginning, beginning, like I'm a fan of. Oh snap! Um, Pusha T is there. That's dope. He is from Virginia, and I think he's from Norfolk Fort too. That's dope. That Pusha T is at the battle. I mean the fight. Um, yeah. My number one. I can't give you a number one. I could give you like five, and I base my five off who I watch the most. I would probably say Lux, Daylight, Surf. This is not in order, by the way. This is just five names: Surf, Hollow, and I don't know. It's probably in between like Mook and Clips. It's probably like between those two. I like a lot of people though, but I would say five. I would say those five. I would say those four, and then it's a tie between Mook and Clips. I'm a big Daylight fan. Like I've been watching Daylight for a minute too, even like his old battles. Big Daylight fan, big Surf fan. Like I stay watching Surf battles. E class, do I? I personally DM Loaded Lux asking him how do I get that mixtape because I still have it, but the CD is scratched up. I actually have it with the locked and loaded mixtape. I still have it in storage in my CD booklet, and it's too scratched up to play. And it's like nowhere online. So I DM'd him. He never responded. Oh, if you email me. It's email me or DM me on Instagram or Twitter. If you can give me that, I would appreciate you, bro. Um yeah, definitely DM me that or email me because I was looking for that for years. And that was his best music in my opinion. Yeah, B Magic is in my top 10. Probably not my top 5, but Magic is there. Tay Rock is probably there in my top 10. Um And Geechee is actually in my top 10 now. I can't put him in the top 5 because he do too many battles, and I think recently he's kind of fell off. Um, but he's in my top 10 though for sure. I love DNA. He's not in my top 10, but he's dope. I've been watching him since grind time. Yeah. So Abdullah Mason is coming out. He's walking out now. He's walking out now. Um, I love K Shine. Shout out to K Shine. First of all, Harlem got the best battle rappers. Can we at least make that clear? Harlem got the best battle rappers. You got Book, you got Clips, you got K Shine, you got T Rex, you got Loaded Lux. You got Jay Mills. I mean, I know he's not good now, but I mean, he's part of the reasons he's one of the pioneers to this. You know, he's definitely one of the pioneers to this whole thing. Harlem got the best battle rappers. Yeah, Hollow's from Queens. Yeah, Magic went to a period where he looked like he was on something. You know, I think he started stumbling a little too much, and he wasn't looking right for a minute. You know what I mean? But he's still all right though. But at one point, Magic was like my number one. I ain't gonna lie. When B Magic first came out, those first earlier battles, when he battled a dude from Buffalo, and he was before he got the URL, when he was doing the St. Louis battles. Oh man, I was a big even my pops, because my pops watched the battles with me. He watched battle rap, not now, but the old battle rappers he watched. Oh, Conceitas in my top 10. I'm bugging. Conceitas in my top 10. Conceited against Sue Surf is one of my favorite battles. I watch that sometimes when I'm bored. Conceitas is crazy. Conceitas said, Conceitas said too much. he said, I, he said, I'll turn you into Sue Young if you try to rush hours. Crazy. Yeah, Conceited top 10. He's a crazy punchline. Blind Fury was dope, man. That's old. That's 106 in Park. All right. Abdullah Mason, round one. There's a lot of hype behind him, and that's what I think. I like him, but I'm just scared, bro, because there's so much hype and promise behind him, man. So much. And 135, he's fighting at 135 now. It's just so much talent there. And if you know, even at 140. So Mason's fighting Vasquez. Vasquez. Let's look up Johan Vasquez. He's 26-5. So he's probably the most experienced fighter, and he got 21 knockouts. So there's a very high knockout ratio. He's 30 years old from the Dominican Republic. Um, and he's only been stopped once out of his 5 losses. He's coming in very aggressive against Mason, y'all. Very aggressive here. Oh, Mason got dropped. Mason got dropped, y'all. Mason got dropped. And that hurt. He got caught with a left hook, y'all. I was just telling y'all I'm nervous for this kid. He's got hurt. He's up, but Vasquez is coming at him. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It's too soon. Was this too soon? Nice right hook. Oh, I think he hurt. He hurt Vasquez with that hook. He hurt. Oh, Vasquez hurt him again. Oh. Oh my God. Mason just crushed this dude. Oh my God. Is this guy going to continue? Yo, Mason just ended this dude. He's up though. Oh my God. He got to finish him off. This guy's too dangerous. You got to finish him off. Oh, Mason's dropped again. Oh my God, this fight is crazy. Yo, this fight is crazy. This fight is crazy. Yo, this fight is crazy. Yo, he's down again. Yo, we got 40 seconds still, and it's been 3 knockdowns. And Mason's, this is actually third time he got dropped twice, and he got hurt once on top of the 2 knockdowns. Mason, he's dangerous, but his hands be down and his chin just be all the way up there. He got it, yo. Now they both calm down. Yo, now Mason's cautious, Vasquez is cautious. I think they're both recovered. Yo, what is going on? This round 1 is insane. Round of the year, maybe. Oh my God. Abdullah's in control though right now. Whoa. Yo, I couldn't even speak. I was trying to figure out what was happening here. Yo, this round was an excellent round, bro. Wow. Mason got dropped twice and got hit with a good shot that almost dropped him. And then he almost ended this dude. Vasquez fell hard so bad. I thought it was a clear knockout the way he went down, but he actually got up and survived. You know, it's crazy because when Mason got dropped the second time, he landed a great uppercut, but they traded and he got caught with a left hook. Oh, man. That was a round, y'all. That was a round, bro. That was a round. Like, Mason got dropped twice, but he wasn't like hurt, you know? But Vasquez, when he went down, I mean, he was laid out for a second. I think Vasquez is still not fully recovered. Oh, nice uppercut from Mason. Mason, you know what I said in the last round before the second knockdown that Mason got to get him out of here. This guy is too dangerous. But he needs to fight smart. He needs to box here. I think the knockout thing, get it, but like he's boxing his ears off now. Now the jab, I love the hook around the jab. I like what Mason is doing this round. Yeah, it's a chin. Tim is saying it right now. The chin is just be all up in the air. Oh, big left hand from Mason, caught him with a straight left. Vasquez hurt again, but Vasquez, see, I'm gonna tell y'all in a second because I think we might get another knockdown in a second. All right. They're still in the center of the ring. Let me tell you something. The problem with Mason, obviously he's rushing, he's young, you know what I mean? He's trying to get the knockout. The problem with him, though, is when it comes to him finishing, when he gets this guy hurt, he just goes in and storms in, leaves his chin out there, his hands are down, and he just becomes too offensive. He is not concerned about what's going to get thrown back. And that's his problem right now. Finishing. He's like doing that Anthony Joshua shit. You know, that's how Anthony got knocked out. He's in there right now. He's trying to get this guy. He got him down. He got him down on the knee. He dogged him out on the inside. He's down. Is he gonna get up? He's not getting up. Yeah, he looked over. Vasquez looked over his corner and shook his head on the 8 count. Wow, that was exciting. Wow, that was good. That was a good fight. That was a good fight. That was a good fight. That should have been co-main event. Dangerous fight though. I was just looking at this guy's resume. I said, this guy's clearly the most experienced guy, and he has power. That was a very dangerous fight, but it worked out for Mason. True knockdowns. It's all good. He got the W. That's all that matters. That is what it is. That was fire fight. That round 1 was fire, yo. One of the best rounds. If you like just pure action, knockdowns, big shots, that's what we got in that first round. He hit him to the body. He actually hit him one more time when his knee was down already. But that's the ref's fault. Ref got to step in when these guys get knocked down. Yeah, he hit him on the way down one more time. So it's not the worst. But that ref should have been in there. That was good. That was action packed. That's what I needed to see. I needed to see something like that. That just got me hyped. Word. Word. Who do I got between Hitman and Geechee? I don't know, bro. Like Geechee's been whack for the last year or so. I don't know, man. And Hitman comes back because he got a name and big money. So he's always gonna give you like one fire round. But Geechee has been like, hey, I've been watching him. I'm like, yo, come on, man. You need a break. You need to start writing again. Because he ain't hungry. That's a toss-up. Neither one of them is hungry anymore. So actually not like I'm honestly not really looking forward to it like that. You know what I mean? Just those two are not hungry no more. You know, there's not too many battles I want to see left, to be honest. Um, like I want to see Lux and Daylight, but I think the battle's not going to live up to the hype no more. I think it's just too much time went past. And I just don't think the battle is going to be as good as it should be. I think the battle needs to be in a small room and no crowd, no stage. You know, good fight though. Good comeback. But he needs to work on things. You know what? Yo, you know what though? Less, and we've been getting good fights, so I'm not complaining. I think there's a couple fighters out there that's, still cherry picking and shit. But at the end of the day, I'm cool with fighters getting dropped. I'm cool with that. I'm not going to run on here every time a fighter gets knocked down and just be dissing them because they got knocked down. I'm cool with that. He got dropped twice tonight. Who's this guy? Schofield got dropped last week. I don't care. Especially if you picked up the win. I do not care. Just give me good fights and I'm cool. Whatever way you win, I'm good with that. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. You know what I was watching the other day? I was watching old fight. Um, I was watching. Damn, what fight was I watching the other day? Um, damn, I can't remember. Damn. All right, whatever. I'll get back to me. Um, but yeah, it was a classic fight. It was a bunch of knockdowns, and I'm cool with it. Because back then we ain't had the internet to where we could just talk shit about a fighter getting dropped. Yo, if it's a good fight, it's cool, man. It's cool. As long as you get up and continue going. I'm never gonna jump on the internet and be like, you got knocked out mad times. Like, I'll never do that. Yo, I'll be hyped up, excited, and screaming and running around this place, but I'm not gonna disrespect these guys for getting dropped. You know what I mean? It's part of the game. It's part of the game, Like, look, Joseph Parker got dropped against Young twice, but he won every other round. You know what I'm saying? Like, Fury got dropped against Wilder twice in that first fight. Like, it is what it is, part of the game. Like, I mean, he's on a come up. He needs to he needs to work on his defense though. His chin is way out there, bro. His chin is way out there. He fought a puncher. I mean, the guy's 26 wins with 21 knockouts. You know? Well, I think Vasquez was slowing down. Vasquez was slowing down because not for nothing, they both was trading shots and he kept hurting. He kept hurting Mason, but Mason was clearly taking the punches easier, whereas Vasquez was actually legitimately hurt. You know what I mean? Just my observation. I don't think Troy Isley is fighting Tyler Howard. I know who Tyler Howard is. Who did he fight? I've seen this guy fight. I just can't remember who I've seen him fight. But Troy Isley is fighting him next. I think Troy is good. I mean, he's been on a lot of these cards. Um, I'm not seeing anything special. Um, but I think he's good. But from what I'm seeing, um, he's fighting at 160, bro. I mean, I remember watching his Vladimir Hernandez fight. It was a good win, but it was a very even fight, you know? 160 is kind of weak right now. There's not too many guys up there. You got Janovic, you got what's the name? Shiraz. You got Lara. It's not too many dangerous fighters up there. Not too many of them. He said my fight was cheap. Yeah. Times against Floyd. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Part of the game, man. It is what it is. The guy was pound for pound in the rankings at that time. Very good fighter. Oh, that's what fight I was thinking of. This popped up. I was watching Nigel Benn against Iran Barkley. That's what I was watching the other day. Just popped up on the feed. Crazy war. I mean, both was getting hurt and dropped. You know, Iron Barkley, lost some good fighters. Nigel Benn too. But it was a crazy war. It was similar to like the Hearns and Hagler fight. Similarities, and it quicker than that fight, but it's a similar fight. And now look at how we look at these fighters. We look at them as legends. You know what I mean? We look at these guys like These guys did it, man. And that's another thing about boxing. Sometimes you're really not gonna get appreciated until after you're done out the game and you done your dang down the line and stuff. Like that's the way the fans are. You know what I mean? It is what it is. M. Abdullah says we gotta stop overrating Fred Mason is chinny. Maybe. He might be. Like I said before the fight, it's a lot of hype behind him. There's a lot of hype. I think out of all of the prospects, I think he has all the biggest hype behind him. I think he is good, but he definitely need to work on his defense. Not just him being chinny. I think he just needs to work on his defense in general. You know, um, I know a lot of these guys are trying to get. He's young. He's very young. I mean, is he even 20 yet? He's young. Let's I'm not going to sit here and talk about a kid that's just like 19 years old, talking about him being chinny. Um, just needs time to develop. That's it. He can improve though, but defensively he needs to improve. Defensively he needs to get better. And I would have told you that 3, 4 fights ago. You know, I don't think he's a good finisher. Let me say it in that way. I don't think he's a good finisher. He had this guy hurt. He catches him with a good shot, and he just goes crazy. All right, guys, give me a couple minutes. Let me just use the bathroom. I'll be back. Give me a couple minutes. All right, what's up, guys? I'm back. All right, so we got one more fight until the main event. Troy Isley against Tyler Howard is up next. I guess they're doing Tyler Howard's story right now. I had it on mute, so I couldn't hear what they were saying. What's up, Toro? What's good, man? Thanks for checking in. Everybody hit the thumbs up for me. All right. Howard's walking to the ring now. He's coming out of his dressing room. All right. This is the co-main event. Remember, I'm gonna be here tomorrow too for the Gerard Ennis card as well. Good card, a lot of good fighters on there. So I'll be here tomorrow as well. And I'll be here next week for Tyson and Jake Paul. And the Serrano Taylor fight as well next Saturday. We'll tune in. All right. Who did Tyler Howard lose to? Lost a decision to Ian Green a few years back. He hasn't really been that active though. He fought once last year, and he lost in 2021. Fought once in 2021. Fought once in 2020. Once in 20. Well, yeah, he's not really been that active. I mean, we're going into 2025, and he's fought 3 times since 2020. It's not really active, you know. Troy's on his way to the ring now. Troy's been very active. I mean, he's been all over these top ring cards. Troy fought twice this year. This will be his 3rd fight this year. Fought 3 times last year. Fought a ton of times in 2022. So we already know. The Tyson fight is on a Friday? Really? Let me see. Hold on. It's on the 15th. I think you are right. That's kind of wild. Yeah, the Jake Paul fights are not on Saturdays. You're right. Normally it's not. Yeah, that is kind of wild though. Is there anything going on next Saturday night that would? I don't think anything's going on next Saturday. Is there any fights next Saturday? Oh, you got well, I mean, not a bigger fight, but you got Gilberto Ramirez against Chris Billum Smith. But that's it, you know. I might cover that fight as well. I'll let you guys know. Jose Ramirez against Arnold Barboza. It's a pretty even fight there. Leaning a little bit towards Ramirez to win. I think I'm going to lean towards Ramirez to win that. Arnold Barboza never looked that impressive to me. What else? Who else is fighting on this card next week? You got Shushu. He's going to be on that card. Not many people on that card, but Mario Barrios against Abel Ramos is not a bad fight. Not a bad fight. But the Katie Taylor Mana Serrano is the best fight on that card by far. Excuse me. Sabril Matias is going to be facing Roberto Ramirez this weekend as well in Puerto Rico. It's got a pay-per-view card. I think this will be his first fight since he lost Parle. Let me reset this app real quick, y'all. It's starting to freeze up a little bit. All right, looks much better now. Oh, Troy Isley is from Virginia as well. All these guys are from Virginia, man. A lot of these guys from VA. Mason is from Jersey, though. He's from, I think Abdullah is from Newark, too. Think so. Nah, he's actually from Cleveland. He's from Ohio. My bad. My bad. I thought he was from Jersey for some reason. Yeah, that last fight was worth it. Oh man, that last fight with Mason and Vasquez was worth the card, man. That was a good fight. It was 2 rounds, but I mean, those was a good 2 rounds. Craziness. All right, Howard against Isley, round one. All right, here we go. Righty against righty. Let's go. And Howard, not familiar with him like that, but very inactive fighter last few years. Troy, we already know, has been very active. Nice jabs from Isley to start the fight. Nothing from Howard yet. Doesn't really look comfortable in there so far. But Isley looks strong. Like good jabs from him. He's controlling this fight. Lands a right to the body. Nice hook up top. Isley's been very, very active so far in his first minute in the fight. Still trying to wait and see what Howard got here. Good feints from Isley. He's kind of waiting on. I feel like he's kind of waiting on Howard to see if he's going to throw anything. Yeah, he looks very tense, Tim. Very tense. He's definitely not comfortable in there yet. He probably needs a couple rounds. This is a 10-round fight, by the way. Good jab to the body from Isley. Still waiting for Howard to open up some. Still got a lot of time in this round, about 50 seconds. Howard just tried to counter his jab with overhand right. Missed, but went for it. Another thing is Isley is definitely getting him to bite on his feints. Isley's doing a good job with the feints and getting him to bite off of it. Howard's still kind of jittery in there. But Isley's still fighting pretty cautious himself. He's being more active, but he's still being cautious so far in this first round. Coming to a close here. Howard throws a big right hand and steps in, throws a little flurry to end the round. Didn't really land clean or any of those, though. What's up, Pocket? Was good, Pocket? What's going on? Keyshawn, they interviewing him in his dressing room. He looks ready to come out. Looks ready to go. Tough fight, man. All right, round two. It's a long break. So I got it first round for Troy. See if Howard picks it up this round. Seemed to start to get a little bit more comfortable towards the end of that first round. Good jab, good nice counter jab from Howard. Isley lands a jab and a right hand to the body. Looks like Howard's looking to cower. He hasn't done much initiating with his offense so far, but it's pretty clear now that he's kind of looking to counter with a right hand. He's trying to get the timing down. And Isley knows it. Isley's starting to be very cautious now. Not much action going on here. And oh, good counter from Isley. Nice hook. What's up, young Hollywood? What's good? Doing a little wine tonight, man. Yeah, I'm gonna be here tomorrow as well. I'll be here to cover the fights tomorrow. Thank you, brother. Thank you for the donation. Appreciate that. Thank you, my boy. Um, this should have been before Mason. It should have. It should have. Isley is not really that explosive. Nice counter right here. Lands for Isley. He's clearly winning this fight so far. Nah, those actually look like the. He said you look like silver foam posits. Those look like the silver Dunkins a little bit. That's what I was thinking earlier. Those look like the Dunkins that they were all in black, all in silver, but they look like boots almost with the Nike sign in the circle on the top. I had them in all black, and they had the silver ones. Those kind of remind me of them, but they do look like foams a little bit with the lines across it. Nah, it looked like he got straight aluminum foils over the. Those one look like they just straight aluminum foil. Like he wrapped the shoes up with an aluminum foil. Howard's coming forward, but he's not throwing anything, man. It's just kind of like dragging the fight. Yeah. Another slow round. I mean, Isley got it again, but ain't much going on. Yeah, 160 is kind of slow. I tell you though, I would love to see Shiraz against a Lara or a Janovic. Can Janovic even still make the weight anymore, man? I'm surprised Hamza Shiraz can even make 160, bro. He's very tall. I'm surprised he can make it. He's huge at the weight. Isley against Ammo Williams is a good fight. Um, I would. I think Isley, is definitely more cautious, but I think Ammo is. He would be the aggressor in that fight. I'm leaning towards Ammo. Ammo is gonna bring the fight to Isley. He's not gonna let, and he's a southpaw too. Like he hurt Shiraz twice in that fight. Like I like ammo for that fight. You know what Isley remind me of? He remind me of Devin Alexander. Even the way he fights, he just remind me of Devin. Like he's in there, he's fighting. I think Devin was more of a dog a little bit, but he kind of remind me of him a little bit. But Isley is just he's playing it safe. Ammo's gonna go in there and try to fight you, and he could be reckless too, but he can punch. He's a southpaw. He got a little bit more dog than him than Isley. Isley just he's playing it too safe. Like he's cool with cruising to a win all the time. You know, I mean, listen, it's all about getting a win, but he don't take many risks. Like there's nothing that stands out with him. I kind of want to see like again, many fighters does do this, but sometimes you just want to see a fighter change gears a little bit. You know, and maybe it would take an aggressive fighter for him to do that. But right now he's in cruise control because Howard is just not engaging. You know, I think if he were to fight Ammo, he would have to open up a little bit more. Because Ammo's definitely gonna come at him. Ammo be lunging in and stuff though sometimes, so I can see him taking advantage of that. That fight between Ammo and Shiraz was a great fight. Yo. That was a good fight. That was on that 5v5 card. Ooh, good 1-2 from Isley. He caught him good with that right hand. Buckled him for a second. Boring fight though. Um, who else is fighting? We got this guy. They're showing the card that's coming up between Valdez and Navarrete. And you got Espinoza against Ramirez too. That was one of the best fights last year. Espinoza and Ramirez is going to be a good fight. You know, I mean, I think Espinoza is going to win again, but you can't sleep on Ramirez because Ramirez did drop him and hurt him in that fight. But Espinoza was the better, like he was definitely way more consistent. And then Valdez against Navarrete, I don't have a problem with that. I just we didn't need a rematch. I think Navarrete clearly won the first fight and beat him up pretty bad. Like it was a good fight. It was a good fight, but it was a clear winner. You know what I mean? I don't think we really need a rematch. Um, I think Navarrete is gonna win again too, but you can't sleep on Oscar because Oscar can still hurt. You know, Navarrete, and you know, Navarrete is like real shaky. He's like certain fights he just does not look good, you know. But you know when you get him going, he's a hard fighter to beat once he get that rhythm going, it's over. You can't stop him. You know what I mean? He starts throwing all these punches from these weird angles and he starts like letting his hands go. It's really hard to beat him. You know, again, he does make all kind of defensive mistakes and stuff, but his offense be too strong for you to capitalize off of it. You know what I mean? Yo, you guys been here, like all you guys been here for a minute. What do I always say about these co-main events or these fights that's right before the main event? Why do they somebody call Top Rank or whoever and tell them to stop putting these matches like this right before the main event. You want to put a fight that's going to get people into the fight right before the main event. You know, you want to get the crowd hyped up. You do not want to have Troy Isley fighting some random dude in right before the main event. This does not make, they do this all the time. Troy Isley should not be coming in right before a Keyshawn Davis fight with Gustavo Lemos. That's ridiculous. He's not a KO artist. Howard is not even active. Neither one of them are punchers. Why is this fight going on? Neither one of them want to really engage. Why do they do this? They just put on Mason against Vasquez. Vasquez is unknown, but he's clearly a puncher. That should have been there. I say this how many times I'm on here with you guys, and I say this every single time. Why is the fight before the main event boring? The crowd is not into it right now. You killed all the buzz from the Mason fight. The Mason fight was probably one of the best rounds in this entire year. And you killed all the buzz with this fight. Now we got to sit here for 10 rounds of nothing. I don't even want to talk. I don't even want to cover the fight. They're not doing nothing. Like, what are they doing when they do this? Like, why do they do this to the fans? You don't want to see this before the main event, you know? Like, you got to get the crowd, like going to so many fights. You got to make people feel that people that pay their tickets to go to these fights, you got to make it feel like they're in a concert. You know what I mean? And you got to get people that's going to perform right before the main event. You know, if the main event ends up being boring and a snooze fest, it is what it is. But you at least you're gonna have somebody talking about, yo, did you see that fight before the main event? Though that fight was crazy. That's how people gotta leave talking about. You you can't have that Mason round and then go straight into this. You know, it's bad enough the Kelvin Davis fight was kind of boring. You know what I mean? That fight was kind of boring too until the last few seconds of the fight. You know, these guys don't really want to engage. They're playing it safe. Howard's losing every round because he's engaging even less than Isley. And nobody wants to watch this. Isley finally stepped in, threw a hard shot to the body and a hard shot up top. Finally. You know, they need to do better with this schedule. You know, and I don't want to diss Isley, you know, he's a good fighter and everything, but nah, this should have been the first fight on the card, you know, or in the prelims. Good hook from Isley. Good. That was a good hook. That was a good hook. And yo, and you guys know I'm not asking for knockouts. You know, if you're gonna give me a knockout, great. But I just want to see some engagement. Like, you know, I just want to see some exchanges. I want to see something. Crowd wasn't even paying attention to the fight. They booing and everything. And he from Virginia. I mean, Howard's starting to come forward a little bit more, which is good. Um, but you know, still about 45 seconds. Wait, We still got another 5 rounds to go of this. It's killed the whole vibes. It killed the vibes. That's right. Keyshawn and Lemos is definitely gonna save the day because that's gonna be a crazy fight. Oh man. All right, well, since there's nothing going on with this fight, um, I'm expecting Gilberto Ramirez to beat Chris Billum Smith. You know, I expect him to win that fight. I think Ramirez is gonna win that fight. I'm not expecting a knockout win, but I think Ramirez is gonna win. You know, I think that's like a 60-40 fight. But and I think Gilberto Ramirez is just better. You know, I know he hasn't been cruiser that long, but he's a big guy. You know, he definitely belongs there as a cruiser. Um, so I got him winning this one, a decision win. You know, I'm not sleeping on Chris. But I think Ramirez is gonna take the win. You know, I think Ramirez is a little better than the people Chris has been beating recently. You know, I never was that fond of Lawrence Okoli. You know, I think that he has I think he has a very good 1-2. But once you get past that, there's nothing there. He has zero inside game. All his game is throw the 1-2 and just cling on to you for dear life if you ever get inside his space. You know, so it was kind of it wasn't that hard for Billum to just get in there and tie, you know, and just bully him on the inside. You know, but he beat Master Nick, he beat Richard Reactpour in their rematch. I just think Ramirez got, you know, the better spirits. Maybe not as a cruiserweight, but overall, he has the better experience to me. And I think he's gonna win a decision win, um, and pick up a belt. Um, what else do we have scheduled? All right, so Liam Paro and Richardson Hitchens is a very good fight. And I know right now that Liam Paro has all the momentum because he's being Montana Love. He's being Sabrio Matias, which is a huge boogeyman. To be honest, though, to be 100%, Howard just came in with a good flurry, landed a good right hand. Howard's starting to be a little bit more aggressive. I like it. Let's go. He might as well. He's 6 rounds in. Um, what was I saying? Hitchens is going to be an issue for Paro because of the ranginess and the movement from him. Hitchens is better than Montana Love, and he's not as easy to hit as a Subriel Matias. You know, I actually picked Paro to beat Matias and pull off that upset, but Hitchens is going to be a more difficult fight for him. I think at 140 is like 154. It's just a junior version of it. I think guys and their styles are going to be an issue for each other, depending on who's fighting. Oh, Isley steps in with a short right hand. That was a good shot. I like it. I like that these guys are finding this has been the best round in this fight so far. The 6th round, they finally woke up. And it's probably part of it has to do with the combinations that these guys are throwing in close range that they weren't even fighting on the inside at all. I like it now. They're starting to pick it up. All right, but Paro against Richardson Hitchens, I'm gonna be doing that breakdown at some point. Um, and I think that's a 50-50 fight. I like the fight. Can't wait to see the fight. Um, what else is going on? Yeah, that's pretty much it for the most part as far as the schedule. Um, the Latino night on the Riyadh season, you got what else you got? That was an elbow. Oh, I didn't see it. Um, I think Oscar Duarte is going to be Kenneth Sims Jr. And I think William Cepeda is definitely being Tevin Farmer. Yeah, I'm not expecting Tevin Farmer that to be able to deal with that amount of volume and pressure at this point in his career. Yeah, Hitchens move a little too much, but I think that style might be an issue for Paro because Paro is not really a pressure fighter. He's a boxer, puncher. Isley, nice 1-2. Connects with a big right hand. Paro's tougher for sure, but Hitchens is a boxer and he's a good mover with a good jab. Paro's gonna have a hard time getting to him. He may, I don't know. Oh boy, this fight is boring. They are still blowing out there. Damn. I thought the fight was picking up. The sixth round was the best round. But it's just good job, Isley. Come on, these guys. Come on, guys. Stop sparring. Let's go. Let's get something in there. What are they telling Howard in his corner? Are they telling him to pick up the pace? Like, change the pace a little bit, Get inside. This is a terrible fight. I don't know what happened to Jermaine Ortiz. Um, haven't seen him since the Teofimo Lopez fight, right? Has he fought since then? Jermaine Ortiz has oh no, he did fight. He did have a fight. He had a fight last week against a Christian Ruben Mino, a guy with 24 wins and 9 losses, 2 draws. So he fought a journeyman and stopped him in 4 rounds. I didn't know he came back. I don't know what card this was. He fought uh small card. He was pretty much the main event from what I see here. Down in Florida in Orlando. So he did fight recently. Jack Catterall against Jermaine Ortiz. Uh, I don't know. That's a good fight, man. I think they both fight good against Southpaws. I'll tell you this. Jermaine Ortiz is good. Jack Catterall is, they're good against aggressive fighters. They're not good at really initiating. Could be a boring fight. That doesn't sound like a good style matchup, in my opinion. That's like, that's like asking me what's good between Jack Catterall and Sandor Martin. I don't want to see that. You know, guys are gonna wait all around. It's gonna be like this fight. Nice Isley. Isley caught him with a short right hand counter, and that buzzed him a little bit. Troy's starting to pick up the pace a little bit here. Oh, another right hand. They both exchanged there, but Troy seems to touch them with his right. Troy's starting to step in now and put some power down in that right hand now. It's good. Let's go. Let's go, man. We've been waiting all night. Oh, it's making me tired. Good right hand. Ooh, Troy is. Oh, ooh. All right, Troy. All right, Troy. All right, Troy. Troy's got him cut now. I see the cut on the left eye. Troy's beating him up this round. Ooh, good combination from Troy. Uppercuts on the inside. Now he's fighting like he wants to get him out of here now. Harold got nothing for him. Let's go, Troy. He must have heard me. Jose and Ramirez against Jack Catterall. It's not a bad fight. I'm leaning towards Jack, but that's a good fight. I would put Ramirez in his prime. I might edge it for him. I don't know about right now. Yeah, Ramirez right now, to me, I don't know where he's at when it comes to 140. I know he's a former unified champion and all that, but things have changed dramatically since him and Josh Taylor was at the top. Yeah, Lemos might pull up the upset. We talked about it all day. Howard only landed 39 punches through 8 rounds. Yeah. And I'm sure a lot of those weren't power punches. Troy Isley gave us a good round that last round. So far, Mark Kriegel unofficially has it a shutout. I do too. Um, Troy's been a little bit more aggressive here, especially now. He's turning it up on the inside, and these guys are battling it out on the inside now. I like it. Troy's coming in. He's stepping in. and they're both battling on the inside. I like it. But Howard doesn't seem to really have anything for him. He doesn't seem like, oh, nice 1-2 from Troy. Nice jab. Oh, Troy just continuously popping his head back. He doesn't seem to really have anything for him. What's up, MAW? Was good. He says, first of all, thank you. It says, hello, boxer fans. Wade chat. When does Keyshawn get title shot if he beats Lemos? Jack Cat deserves title shot, not Ramirez. In my opinion, smash that like. Yeah, absolutely. Ramirez hasn't been doing much of anything. But I'm not much of a fan of Jack, but he definitely deserves a shot though. I mean, I believe he won the fight against Josh Taylor. The first fight. But yes, Lemos looks huge. Yes, he does. And I think when we see them both in the ring, Keyshawn is going to be taller, but Lemos is going to look a lot heavier, you know. But let's see how Keyshawn does here. Beating him would be a very impressive win. I'll tell you that right now. As far as title shot, I don't really know about title shot, but him and Shakur would never fight. I don't know what Dennis Baranchik is doing. What is that guy doing? He's the one that beat Navarrete and won the title. I haven't heard anything about this guy since he won. Vasil Lomachenko, is he retiring or I don't really know. I really don't know what he's doing. I don't even know if this Tank really gonna fight Lamont Roach. Like 135 is just like, what are these guys doing? I don't know what's going on over there at 135. You know, um, but I wouldn't mind Keyshawn fight any of those guys. You know, I wouldn't mind that happening. Keyshawn, I'm good with Keyshawn fighting any of those guys right now. You know what I'm saying? Look at these games. These linkers are doing terrible. Last few games. Pocket says, I hope Keyshawn doesn't get that hometown curse, being that both of his brothers won tonight. He pulled out. Yeah, I've been talking about the hometown curse since I made the breakdown. And, I mean, he has a lot going against him, especially because of the weight thing. Oh, you got to warn him about the forearm, ref. Forearm was kind of hard push off, but at least we're in the final round of this classic fight. Tank versus Roach is like saying Hammer versus Worm. If he's going to fight tune-ups and Tank, he's got to at least pick opponents with scarier names. I'll tell you this, man. I like Lamont Roach, but I ain't going to sugarcoat it. I mean, the fight sucks. No one's asking for it. Lamont Roach is a good fighter. Oh, Howard hurt him. He hit him with a body shot, and Troy's on the ropes. I'm not sure if he's hurt or not, but he just tied up. He seemed to be all right. All right, maybe he is all right. But Howard caught him with a body shot and an overhand right. Clean, both shots. And that definitely at least buzzed Isley there. Howard's having his best moment right now in this whole entire fight. Good right hand from Howard. He's going after him. Howard is going after him. Oh, back of the head punch. Ref, say something. Troy is just leaning on him now. Bless you. Good one. Another right hand from Howard. Howard's sitting down on these punches heavy now. Good uppercut. Good uppercut from Isley. That was pretty, bro. Good uppercut. 45 seconds ago in the fight. Oh, Isley hurt him. Isley countered him with a good check left hook. Think Howard leaped in with an uppercut and got clipped bad. But he's all right. He's still in there. No knockdown. Good round, man. Best round in the fight by far. This is a good round here. Isley's just like holding on to him, wrapping his arm around his head. Howard's just trying to engage here, but he just waited way too long. He's looking for this all fight long. The fight is over. Thank God. Let's go. Woo. Main event. Main event coming up. All right. They gave Howard the last round. I think that's the only round that you can argue that he won. Still a close round, though. Isley caught him good, too. Main event coming up next. I think Troy Isley is good. I just, when it comes to that division, it's not really too much to look forward to, because Chris Eubank at this point, he's not going to really fight anyone unless they're like, a big name. Jamal Charlo, I don't even know if he's at 160 or not. Carlos Adames, I think he is fighting someone, maybe not. All right, no. It's nothing to look forward to in that division, man. Still got Shane Mosley Jr. out there. He beat Danny Jacobs, but I think that's at 168. So I don't know. It's not much to really look forward to in this division, man. Unfortunately, I would like to see Troy Isley against Ammo would be a good fight, though. Ammo's fighting this weekend too. Lara being a champion at 160 says everything we need to know. He's 41 years old. Unanimous decision for Troy. Obvious one. Oh, man. That fight just really killed the vibes in here, man. Damn. All right, the big fight is up next, y'all. Give me your final predictions. Give me your final predictions, y'all. Is Lemos gonna pull off the upset, man? Are we gonna see another upset tonight? It's been a year of upsets. What are your final predictions? And give me round, like, is it gonna be by decision? Is it gonna be by KO? Got Keyshawn Davis against Gustavo Lemos. Who wins the fight? Let me know. I think Keyshawn is gonna win a points decision. All right, but I think we're gonna see easy. I think he's gonna be tested, and I think he might even possibly get hurt or knocked down. But I got Keyshawn by decision. I think Keyshawn can even win either way, but I think Keyshawn's gonna win by points. I think Gustavo could win either way too. He can win on points or by knockout. But I got Keyshawn. I think Keyshawn is gonna handle him and his aggression and turn it against him, use it against him. It's my opinion. All right. What do you got? MAW says Keyshawn decision. Maker has Keyshawn close decision. Paulo got Keyshawn got this. Jay said Keyshawn. Toro said Keyshawn. Solid said Keyshawn. Out of Wallet got Lemos by KO. Paulo thinks Keyshawn is gonna knock him out. Pocket says Keyshawn by decision. Lemos will have to hurt Keyshawn to win. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I think anything can happen here, but I'm gonna go with Keyshawn, man. As much as I think this has a huge possibility of an upset, I still think that Keyshawn is gonna get it done. I still think that. I think he's gonna get it done. I wonder how much they weigh right now. But I think regardless, I mean, Lemos is gonna look bigger. He's gonna look bigger, even though Keyshawn's gonna be taller. Yeah, plenty of them. Oh, predict a robbery? Yeah, I predicted some. Some of my predictions are based on what I think the judges are going to score it, even if I don't agree with it. You know what I mean? Because I'll tell you guys, I was like, yo, I picked this guy, but I think this guy actually won. I say it all the time. I was mad at last week because I was thinking about putting in a draw for Nova. That fight with Nova. I did get some time to do film study before that fight. And I was mad that I didn't go for it. I like hitting on the draws. But Nova had that draw last week in that fight upstate on the undercard of Oshaki and Conceição too. All right, so we're getting ready for the main event. I think most people still got Keyshawn winning here. But I think Lemos has a chance to win. He does have a good chance to win. So they're just doing an interview they got with him right now. Probably be like another 5-10 minutes before the fight begins. I'll tell you one thing, man. If Keyshawn ends up pulling this off, it definitely gives him a lot more credit, for winning this fight. just because of the whole weight situation. I mean, the fight is a very dangerous fight, but to be honest, like when it comes to Keyshawn and like Tank's situation, like I think Keyshawn is too soon to fight Tank. But if Tank were to announce that he's fighting Keyshawn Davis next over Lamont Roach, I would probably be more excited for that fight. And I know Lamont Roach has done more in his career, but picking a fighter that up to this point Keyshawn hasn't seemed to really look that vulnerable or anything. We haven't seen him lose. He is at 135, like he's a career 135 guy. I would have been more excited to see that fight. Like Roach is good, but like, Tank is we already seen Tank beat plenty of guys at that level already. I'd rather him take the guy that there's still a lot of question marks behind him than take the guy that we already know Tank is way better than. You know what I mean? That's the way I look at it. All right, he's getting ready to come out now. It's a big fight, man. A lot of pressure, man. Yeah. I always get nervous with these hometown fights, man. I just don't like them, man. Hopefully, he gets it done. He has a good support system here. Got Bo Mac in there. He got his brothers in there, his whole family in there. Hope he understands that whatever the game plan, and I'm sure Bo Mac has a great game plan for this fight. I just hope he sticks to it. Yeah, I hope he doesn't get distracted by the crowd and wanting to show out for his hometown. I hope he's focused. The goal is to win the fight. If you can get a knockout and put on a crazy great performance, that's a bonus. But he needs to understand that getting the win is what's important here. You know. Yeah, I'm checking that, Aaron. I know. I know. The nugget, and it's plenty of time. This happened yesterday to me with the what game was it? I think it was Chicago against the T Wolves. Yeah, Chicago was up, and then the Timberwolves just destroyed them out of nowhere. That's why I'm actually looking at right now. I think Andre beats Eubank. Yeah, that would never happen. By the way, Andre needs to get back in the ring, man. I don't know what he's doing, but I mean, for a guy that really wasn't that active, I know he lost his last fight. Andre needs to get back in the ring, man, because you mess around and people just forget about you. All right. Keyshawn against Frank Martin, still a good fight. Frank lost, but I liked the fight with Frank and Tank. I thought that was a good matchup. You know, Frank looked like he was a little drained in the fight, but I mean, he's still 135-pounder. I still like that fight with Keyshawn, but I like fights. I like the Frank Martin fight with Keyshawn. I like the Andy Cruz fight with Keyshawn. Um I like whatever with Keyshawn. If he wins tonight, anything is good with me. Excuse me. The problem with Andre is that he wanted everything to be his way all the time. And the sport doesn't work that way. You know, he wanted the timing to be right for certain fights. You know, it just wasn't going to be that way. You know, he's a guy that he waited to the very last minute to take a real chance, and he wanted everything to fall in his favor going into the fight, and that's a problem. You know, like not everybody's gonna fight you when you want them to fight you. You know, and yeah, Saunders cheated and ducked you, but at the end of the day, you got to move on for your career. Like you cannot wait for a guy like Canelo or whoever to fight you or Eubank to fight you. You know what I mean? And I think that just didn't work for him, man. Charlo and Andre should fight each other, but not at 160. You know, they should probably fight at 168 at this point. So no one needs to worry about being drained. You know, they're not career 168 fighters. You know, Andre fighting Benavides at 168 was different. You know, because Benavides is a big 168 pounder. You know, Andre just got up there. Andre and Charlo was a great fight at 160. I mean 154 and 160. But not now. 168 has to be it. Lemos is doing his ring walk now. All right. All right. The Nuggets they're getting it done, man. Good. Scare me for a moment. All right, so Lemos is in the fight. I mean, he's in the ring. He looks ready to go. Keyshawn is walking from his dressing room. I didn't play Undisputed yet. I didn't download it yet, surprisingly. I haven't played. I haven't had time to play that game, but I don't know. Like I said to you guys last time, I don't know. I'll try it. Hopefully, I don't jump on it when it's too late. All right, let's get the fight going, y'all. They're doing too much promo for Keyshawn. Like they're literally walking into the ring. Like, let's go. Let's get this going, man. Yeah, I never seen that neither, Aaron. They were doing an interview with Keyshawn as he's walking to the ring, or at least walking from his dressing room to the ring. So he's coming out now. He's walking with his mother. He got a marching band that's about to perform. That's good that his people's there though to support. I just hope he performs, man. Because this is a part of it that shows how good you are, not just beating this guy because of the weight thing, but can you perform at home in front of this crowd and all this pressure? I mean, he doesn't look nervous, man. I mean, he's dancing. He looks like he's ready to go. I think the band thing is kind of dope, actually. I think this is kind of fire, right? This is like drumline, right? This is kind of fire. This reminds me when I went to school down there. This is nice. I like it. I like it. I was tired of these rappers coming in with the microphone and you don't even know what they saying, and they just mumbling, walking towards the ring on the mic. Pause, and you don't even hear what they're saying. Keyshawn is in the ring. Let's go. Yeah, Aaron. I think this was a really good ring entrance. It wasn't too much. Damn, how many siblings he got? So his sisters is singing Star Spangled Banner. We know his brother's a boxer, so he got almost as many siblings as I do. I said almost. Yeah, I like when people are different, man. This was a good show. Is that Tiger? Was that Tiger? Oh, they're doing the Argentina national anthem first. Argentina fighters be punching hard as I don't know, man. These dudes be punching. I wonder how they train. I think 28. No, he's his opponent is 25. Yeah, yeah. He just looks young. So, yeah, it's 25. 9 is 9. I'm one of 9. So proudly we had the twilight. This is dope to have your whole family. So his his two other brothers fought on a card too, and now his 3 sisters is doing the national anthem. That's dope. Now all he got to do is win the fight. That'll be the icing on cake if he's gonna win this fight. Yo, he gotta perform, y'all. This is too much. And I feel like the double that pressure is super on now. He gotta kill this dude now. Yo, I like that. I like the way they did it. Nice. That was nice. I know. I want to say, yo, yo, my man Ariel said, yo, I just placed Keyshawn by stoppage bet last minute. Damn, son. I think you're right. I think like everything is just falling perfectly, man. The two brothers won. The interest was fire. The singers, the sister did an amazing job singing. I just think like everything is just coming together, right? It's whatever. I already made my bet. I'm not pulling out. I don't even think I could pull out. Yeah, I'm leaving my bet. I'm not changing nothing. Yeah, the pressure is on. That's right, Pocket. He said Keyshawn losing this would be the worst timeline after all of this. Right. Yeah, Pablo, I brought that up in a breakdown, man. Sergio Martinez knocking out Paul Williams is one of the greatest knockouts of all time. Period. That's one of the greatest knockouts and the most random knockouts of all time. Did any of you guys watch that fight live? What was you doing? Do you guys remember watching that live? I do. It was so random when it happened. Oh man, I wish I had a channel. I wish the YouTube was a thing at that time. Oh man, I'm starting to feel nervous now. Man, I don't know, man. This guy Lemos is dangerous. Nuggets got it done. Nuggets got it done. Had a good night so far. All jokes aside, he needs to just like I said earlier, he needs to just focus on a win. You know, I mean, with all the hype behind wanting to perform at home, he needs to focus on a win. You know, and I think, like I said, take the first couple rounds to feel out Lemos. You know what I mean? I think as the fight goes, I think Keyshawn will get stronger. Um, but in the earlier rounds is where I'm more concerned about the first few rounds more than any other part of the fight. You know, and if Lemos comes out fast and is able to catch him with a good shot early, I think it would be an uphill battle from there. You know what I mean? This could possibly go similar to the Abdullah Mason fight earlier with that guy Vasquez. We'll see. Here we go. Here we go. Face off. Keyshawn, I'll tell you one thing. Keyshawn don't look nervous at all. He looks ready to go. I mean, if anybody look nervous, it's Lemos. He's just not animated, or maybe he's just not. But you could tell the frame wise. Like I said earlier, the frame wise, Lemos looks bigger, but Keyshawn is much taller than him. Keyshawn looks much smaller. His frame. He looks like he's fresh out the weigh-in. The Lemos looks heavier. All right, here we go. Woo. Here we go, y'all. Let's go. Round one. Lemos already came out with swinging. Keyshawn got out of the way. Couple jabs from Keyshawn. Start off the fight. Keyshawn got that lead hand low, but he's popping that jab. And he's moving. Good jabs from Keyshawn to start. That's his fourth jab he landed already. Another jab to the body. Backs up Lemos. Lemos is a big right hand, a big left hook from Lemos. Swings and misses. Lemos is not fundamentally sound at all. Lunging in, leaping in with hooks. Missed all of them. Keyshawn is already tacking a body. He's nearly 100% with everything he's thrown so far. Keyshawn, this fight, he's doing a good job defensively, though. Very good job. Lemos hasn't landed anything clean. Keyshawn looks very relaxed. Another jab from Keyshawn to the body. The size difference is crazy, but Lemos is just like sloppy, throwing wild shots, but it's just missing really, really wide. Keyshawn did a good job. He's pushing him off every time. Keyshawn is just making this look. I mean, it's just the first round, but he's on a different, so far he's on a different level of what Hitchens was doing. Hitchens couldn't do this on defensively and offensively. Lemos is trying to attack the body on the inside, trying to be physical. Very wide, sloppy shots from Lemos. Just can't hit his mark. Keyshawn's just avoiding every shot, slipping every shot with ease. Not much counter punching from Keyshawn yet. But, flawless round, though. That first round was a very good round from Keyshawn. Again, it's just I just watched the Hitchens fight with Lemos, and Keyshawn is clearly a better fighter than Lemos. And again, this stuff is just the first round. I don't want to drag it, but Hitchens, even on a defensive level, couldn't make a miss so easily. Like he's, what's the name? Hitchens. Hitchens had to use his legs to get out of the way, where Keyshawn is just slipping and moving his upper body to get out of the way. You know what I mean? It's just he's making it look so easy. Lemos was a wild man, but Hitchens just couldn't get out of the way. So clear first round for Keyshawn. Let's go. Keyshawn still working the jab, feinting, and stepping in and smothering Lemos before he gets off. Good. Oh, Lemos is down. Caught him straight in with a right hand. Lemos is down. He's all right though. Let's not get crazy, but Lemos got caught on his way in. lunging in. Keyshawn caught him with a straight right hand, a short right hand on the way in. Nice body shot from Keyshawn. Oh, he hurt him. That hook hurt him. He's hurt bad now. He's hurt. Lemos is hurt. Oh man, what the hell did that thing bang on this kid? Lemos is down and he's hurt. He's getting back up though. He's finishing the count. Keyshawn is dancing. Oh my god, what did I? Oh my god, Keyshawn's beating the hell out of him. Oh, it's over, y'all. It's over. The ref had to jump in to save his life. It's over. It's over. It's over. It's over. He's done. The ref had to jump in and save this man. Keyshawn absolutely destroyed this dude. What the hell was I talking about on breakdown? Thinking that this guy was the beast. This is this easiest fight. Two rounds. It's barely 2 rounds. The second round just started. I mean, beautiful night for the whole Davis family. I mean, phenomenal performance from Keyshawn. You know, it's crazy because as sloppy as Lemos looked tonight, Hitchens could not get out of the way when they fought. But Keyshawn made it look easy, even with the weight disadvantage. I mean, even with the weight advantage, Lemos couldn't do anything. He got destroyed. Wow. I thought it would go to decision too. I didn't think he'd just knock this guy out this easily. Look, this guy is all over the place. I mean, balance issues. Lemos is got the worst legs, all power, no fundamentals at all, just slugger. Oh my god, that knockout was vicious, bro. He was just clucking them in the head with with combinations, and Lemos couldn't get out of the way. Oh my god, that last right uppercut was oh my god. What a knockout. What a performance. This not take away from the fact that this was his most dangerous fight coming into the fight, and that a lot of people thought an upset was going to happen tonight because of the circumstances. But shout out to Keyshawn because he showed up. Much credit to him. Thought it was going to be a tougher fight than it was. Good for Keyshawn. Good perform. This is how you perform in your hometown when everybody else did their thing prior to you. Everything was set and made in there to perform, and it worked. This is a perfect night for that family. This is the best climax you can get. He just fought a freaking welterweight and beat him up. That was an incredible statement. People are going to take away from the win now because he made it look so easy. But that was a great win. You know what I mean? And that's how you take it. You know, what did I been saying in the last few weeks? You know, I've been doing, you know, covering certain fights. You know, I've been saying this about Shaki Foster. Um, I made a video about Floyd Schofield, you know, and I said, like, yo, these guys are good fighters, but, you know, you're going to make a guy miss, you got to make him pay for it every single time. That's how you make a guy miss and you make them pay for it. You want to lunge in recklessly, I'm going to knock you out. You know, that's how you get it done. Yeah, that's his mom. He can box, you know, he can move and slip and all of that, but he has a dog in him. He will destroy you. Very exciting. Lemos, shout out to Lemos. He showed a lot of respect. You know, let's do it. I want to see who he calls out. Yo, another thing is too. Shout out to Bomac, dude. He's a very good trainer. I'm sorry, Bomac is legit, bro. Say what you want about his weight and all that, but he's a very good trainer, man. Because that was some good boxing right there. He said you might be mom of the year. He said he wants a world title. They called out Javante. Let's go. Yeah, good performance, kid.
It's a big, tough, strong guy. Tell me what it's like. Did you feel his power? Did you do?
How you asking me? He feel the power? He didn't get hit.
Honestly, one little second, and I let him throw his over, and I left the throw, and I put it on my shoulder. And I looked at my brothers, I gave him that face like, but it hit in the second round, so maybe he didn't hit me. But hey, I can't really say too much in 2-round fight.
When you put him down the first time, were you surprised?
Yes, I was surprised. I didn't know that right hand was going to put him down, but I did hit him flush right in the chin. And honestly, that was my first time actually throwing by right hand. You go back and watch, so it could have been a surprise.
So he said that he was surprised by the knockdown, the first knockdown that he scored. He didn't think you'd go down with the right hand. Good stuff. All right, man. Listen, that's it. Yo, guys, I'm gonna get on out of here. You know, I'll do a recap of the fight in following video, but I'll probably do it first thing in the morning. All right. Yeah, have a good night, man. Have a good weekend. I will be back here tomorrow to cover the Javon and his fight as well tomorrow night on the Zone. So be back here tomorrow night. And I'll see you. Y'all have a good night, man. Peace.